number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. 'Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up.
A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us on Fair Play, the first edition in the year of our Lord 2025. We're happy to be on this program again. I'm saying we because I'm not just going to be doing this alone. As always, I have my partner here seated with me who together will be doing justice to everything sports, like I'll always say. Good afternoon, John Paul. Good to have you join me on this program. Happy New Year.
Good afternoon. I wish you the best and the very best for Super Eagles of Nigeria and all the national teams in Nigeria, including Aqua United.
Okay, let's get started. We have so much to talk about. Today we will be going to the English Premier League, where of course we had action over the weekend. We'll come back home to the NPFL. They've played the first stanza of the league, so we're expecting a new date for the second stanza to begin. We'll also did look at Aqua United and how they fared in the first stanza. Not very well, if I am to respond in a hurry to how they fared in the first stanza. We'll also be talking about Eyimba. They are engaged in a continental game. They are in the CAF Confederation Cup. They did play the Black Bulls of Mozambique over the weekend. And of course, they defeated the Black Bulls by 4-1 with our own Brownie Day, a former Super Eagles player, also on the score sheet. So we'll bring you all up to speed with all of that. We'll also be talking about the Nigeria versus Ghana in Chan. Yeah, the Chan match that was played here in Uyo at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. We'll be bringing you up to speed with how that did happen. And of course, we'll be reviewing the Super Eagles' performance in the year 2024, especially how they fared here at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. We are very interested in the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium because it's ours. It's close to us. We maintain it. And of course, it's maintained with our money.
Sure.
That's a good place to start.
No, it's a good one, yeah, my brother. Godswill Akpabio International Stadium is a big edifice that has given Akwa Ibom a facelift. A lot of people know about Uyo, courtesy of that structure, and we thank God for it. And also, it has been favoring Super Eagles, apart from Rwandan game, which was already won and lost.
Already done.
Yes. So, and then against Ghana, you know what happened. You know what I told you before the match, and you know how it came up. Now, let's rush straight to the English Premier League, where some matches were played. Tottenham Hotspur lost at home to Newcastle. Bournemouth defeated Everton 1-0. It was Aston Villa 2, Leicester City 1. Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea FC 1. Manchester City 4, West Ham United 1. Southampton 0, Brentford 5. Brighton 1, Arsenal FC 1. Fulham United 2, Ipswich City 2, Liverpool 2, Manchester United 2, while Wolves and Nottingham Forest match will be played later today.
That will be Monday Night Football. The biggest of what we had over the weekend was that particular match between Liverpool and Manchester United. That's been, these two teams have had, an old-time rivalry, and we've always expected that it was going to be a very difficult game. Yes, two teams that are on both sides of the divide, Liverpool topping the league currently, and Manchester United somewhere mid-table, struggling to see how to make
the top 4.
Yeah, the top 4, and of course not even the top 4, but to qualify for continental competition by the end of next season. Let us see what the table looks like.
Okay, in the English Premier League, we have Liverpool FC topping the table with 46 points. Arsenal is trailing with 40 points. That is 6 points gap. We have Nottingham Forest, surprisingly our own Olaino, 37 points on the 3rd position. Very good one for them. Then Chelsea FC, the Blues, they are on the 4th position with 36 points. Then in the 5th position is Newcastle United with 35 points, interestingly. Then we'll go down to the rear. We'll have Southampton. They played 20 matches with 6 points. Then Leicester City, Wilfred Ndidi, our vice captain, is there. They are on the 19th position with 14 points. While Ipswich Town, they played 20 matches with 16 points on the 18th position. Up there we have Wolves. They played 19 matches. They have outstanding 1, 16 points on the 17th position. While Everton FC, they are on the 16th position with 17 points. That is how it stands.
What is happening to Southampton? Do we bring them to the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo? Since it's our money that we're using to maintain the stadium, and it looks like whichever team comes to play at the Godswill Akpabio will always win. We have the Super Eagles win. We have Akwa United, they always win their home games. We have Eyimba, whenever they play here, they win. So should we bring Southampton of England to play?
No, we don't need to bring them. I think they just...
they'll make money for Akwa Ibom.
I know, but I think they belong to the championship, and that's where they are heading to. If you look at the way it's going, they sacked their coach last time, yet no result. It has not changed.
They have our own Joe Aribo playing there. So why do you want them to go to the championship?
No, Joe Aribo, the last he featured for Nigeria was in August or so. He has not been very fantastic. And the likes of
for national team.
But
he's been fantastic.
Yes, he scored one. He's just
unlucky.
Goal.
Yeah, he's just unlucky to have his team not winning matches.
Yes.
But he plays week in, week out, and of course he gives his own best. For him.
But the people that replaced him in the national team, like Dele Bashiru, is doing very well, at least for the national team and all that. That is the yardstick of.
I also watched, because you've mentioned Dele Bashiru, I also watched him yesterday. Lazio played against Roma.
Sure.
They lost to Roma. Yes, he played. He tried to score some goals. Unfortunately, it didn't work for him. So we have an array of the Nigerian stars doing well for themselves in their respective club sides. Yes, upon the efforts they are putting, some of their club sides are not delivering, because football is a team sport.
It's not an individual sport. Something one person can do. Just like Ndidi on the 19th position with Leicester, despite all he's giving. 14 points after 20 matches. It's terrible.
Okay.
I know they just came from relegation. I think they're also heading there, but I'm not wishing them. We still have like 12 or 16 matches to go. So
again, Manchester City, according to you, got back to winning.
That's why I stressed it 4-1, because I told you what I had always wished for was a fair EPL where you cannot say Man City must win, Man City, I just wanted that competition, and I believe we saw it, though I didn't expect them to lose back-to-back, as it were, but it's part of football. And now they've thrashed these ones 4-1. The next opponent, even if it's Chelsea, though they may not be, will be afraid of Man City.
Okay, let's come back home to the NPFL. And like I did say in my opening remarks, the first stanza of the league has been played, so we are waiting for a new date for the second stanza to begin. Our interest is, my own interest particularly, is that of Akwa United.
And our interest in the program is Akwa United.
Yeah. Okay, so now if you look at your screen, you would find what the team standing is. And I had to put that together so we can compare our standing this season and that of last season, when we got to this particular point after we had played this number of matches, 19 matches. If you look at that, if you look at your screen, you find out that currently in this season, Akwa United is 19th on the log. Last season, as at this time, Akwa United were 15 on the log. They had 21 points from 19 matches. This season, they have 19 points from 19 matches. So for this season, they have an average of 1 point per match, and they are 19th on the log. Is this good for our dear promise keepers?
You know, it's not good. I've been crying over it. I've been lamenting. I've been wailing, and most of the Akwa United fans have been doing same. It's not a good one. Look at after that woeful outing, it needed prayer last season for them to survive relegation. This time, we are heading to. But the good news is that we still have we have the second stanza of the league, and then we cited Kennedy Boboye, the coach that won the
last MPFL for Akwa United.
And we also saw this other man from Benin that yes, he was seen around the stadium.
Well, we've seen a number of coaches around Nigeria in Uyo. We've also seen Stanley Eguma.
Yes.
We've also seen Finidi George. We've seen a number of persons.
No, but Finidi has a job already.
No, I know. What I'm saying is, let us not limit this coach's availability or their being around town to the fact that
after all, Uyo is the
of course Uyo is the destination.
Of course, because of this goes to like Bible Stadium and the national team. Okay, agreed. But the point is that Akwa United management has to do something urgent.
Very urgently.
Urgent, so that before the second stanza will start, we'll have a substantive coach. Though I'm not against my friend, the psychologist who is the technical advisor, Umoko. With all due respect, he's doing very well based on available resources. But I also urge the management of Akwa United to look for good players.
John Paul, the last match they played was against Remo Stars.
Yes.
And I'm sure we can put that on our screen, the highlights of that particular match as we discuss this, so that we get to understand that we're not talking from a place of ignorance as to what Akwa United is going through at this time. They went to Okene and they lost by 2-1. We're expecting that at least a draw, since they were coming to the end of the first time.
Exactly, to make a statement, yes. You know. But they lost as usual, you know. And then
they say they lost as usual.
Yes,
away from home, right?
Yeah, they've lost almost all the home matches this season. If I'm not, I think they won only one, if at all. I think they won one in the Makurudi or so. So it had been countless losses for Akwa United away from home, and we've seen clubs come to you to get points. Even if you can get a draw away, it makes a lot of difference, because look at the tight, the what they call it, the table, the team in the top,
just a few points,
down under that. So if you get a point away, it will make a lot of difference. But we are not getting that. But I'm believing that if the management of the team can do something urgent and get a good coach, any of those ones cited, even if they come for a meeting or whatever, I'm not interested whether they came for interview, but I want them to do something. And then if Imeoko and his crew can also be encouraged by getting better players. You know, there are some players that their presence in the team makes a lot of difference.
That's
like
true.
A player in the mode of Ahmed Musa, yes, in the Canopilas, you know. So okay, look at Brown Midday yesterday. He was the 2013 AFCON winner. Yes. And then being there, he made a statement yesterday. So when we have some big players that can influence team, that can influence matches, even some of the opposing teams or players will be afraid of them. And then the referees will also respect the big players. Okay, you know, that's what is lacking in Akwa United.
Another talking point in the MPFL is the fact that we're now having our big boys who used to play in Europe and other parts of the world come back to Nigeria to play.
Is a good one.
Just like you've mentioned, yesterday Brown Ideye was in action for Eyimba, and of course they scored. I'm sure we can also put that on the screen so that people can see that particular brilliant, beautiful goal.
Yes,
you did see Brown Ideye score for Eyimba to take that tally up for Eyimba. Now, that takes us to the CAF Confederation Cup where Eyimba is playing. Currently, Eyimba is in Group D in that particular tournament, and they are fourth on the log. They've played 4 matches and they have just 4 points.
Yes.
How good is that? No. Now, considering the teams they're playing against in that group.
The thing is that Eyimba, in fact, that win yesterday has actually revived their qualification hopes. There are chances that they will progress. But looking at Zamalek,
and these are the 2 teams they will be playing going forward.
Yes,
their next 2 games in the CAF Confederation Cup will be against these 2 Egyptian giants.
Good, but don't forget that as far as African football is concerned, Eyimba,
they're a big name.
Yes.
I recall that when they used to play and win, those times they used to win during the days of Ojus or Carlos as governor of Abia State, they used to go to that North Africa
and win.
Good. And I think teams like Al-Masra and Zamalek were one part of these teams they used to win.
Of course,
to defeat to be able to be crowned African champions. So can they repeat that?
2013,
Yes, I think 2012, 2013 or 2011,
no, 2003-2004.
Yes.
So that's when they won it back to back. So they can still repeat it. We're talking about Enyimba
with the crop of players.
No,
well, of course they have a Brown who is like who has experience.
And then the Stanley Guma that just came in, he will bring a lot of energy. Leaving Port Harcourt side and coming here. Yes, it's a good side and all that. So I don't have any fear about Zamalek and Al-Masry. They are close. And the truth is this: Enyimba, when it comes to, I'm not being sentimental here. When it comes to Nigerian football and African football, Enyimba, they are a club to contend with.
I agree.
So that pedigree will go a long way in helping them.
And we must also state here that in the NPFL currently, Enyimba stands 9th on the log, and they've played 16 matches. So they have 17, 18, 19. They have 3 outstanding matches with 24 points, while Remo Stars is on top of the league with 36 points. What that means is, if they play their next 3 matches and they win, that would be 9 points. So if you add 9 to 24, that will give you some 33 points or thereabout. So that will put them in the first 3.
Sure.
So they stand a chance of
even going back to the
continent.
So that is it. That's the good thing about Enyimba. And you remember ex-international Kanu Nwankwo is the chairman of the team. So Enyimba, they have everything going for them. Honestly.
Well, that sounds very good.
It has
to. Of course, we keep our fingers crossed while we are celebrating Enyimba for what they're doing, for how far they've come in the.
And they are also. It also means that they are representing Nigeria well.
Well, yes, because currently I think they're about the only Nigerian contingent in Africa. So it means that while we cheer for them to win, we celebrate them. Whenever they come to play in Uyo, we throw the stadium in our numbers.
Of course.
To give them all of the support.
Because they need it.
Of course, and if you look at the table again, you will see that they really need our support now than ever.
Of course.
Because playing against the Egyptian giants, we're talking about teams like Zamalek, who have been serial winners. We're talking about Al-Masry.
And another point that you're even missing there, you're not mentioning, is the club, as in the support base of those teams you are mentioning.
True.
Playing there is like you are fighting a civil war.
That's true.
Do you understand?
That's true. You go to their stadium and their fans will. Their fans attack you like they are Liverpool, like it's Anfield.
Yes.
2 teams we see in Europe that do that a lot. Anfield, the Liverpool fans.
Sure.
And when you go to Borussia Dortmund in Germany,
yes,
those guys will come out at you. They will scream. You won't even hear yourselves on the pitch.
Of course.
That's exactly what these guys do.
But Enyimba, they are used to all this. If it's all these small things, you won't know what will happen. But these ones, they can do a lot, So that is it.
Well, so, at the moment, where do we go? Can you?
No, let's take the Nigeria versus Ghana match.
Okay, you have talked so much about the Nigeria.
Yes, and
I really didn't get so much. I wasn't expecting so much from them, but of course they did so much.
Yes, I expected them to do well, and then I believe if they can roll that match, maybe we'll just watch it.
Captain Nduka Jr. and Saviour Isaac sealed the game for Nigeria as they went into the break with 3 goals advantage. Ghana fought back in the second half and got a consolation goal as the game ended 3-1 in favor of Nigeria.
We understood the Ghana team. There was nothing we were able to find about them, about their strength apart from history. They came with their strength is history, and we tried to blindfold ourselves to history. We wanted our people happy, and we're happy we were able to be something to be happy for.
Nigeria showed more angrier.
Have you seen it?
And did a lot of running.
Press the power button.
And we gave away some very key moments of the game which can turn out, because I think the second goal really dropped the strength and energy of the team.
The president of Nigeria Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, and the Director General of National Sports Commission expressed satisfaction with the match.
It's not about winning, but it's about what we saw, the kind of football we saw today. And we are very much excited. And I'm sure every single person that is here today is happy with the performance of the boys. And by the grace of God, we are going to take it from there, and we are going to try as much as possible to give them the good preparation they need for us to ensure that we come back with Chan Trophy in Nigeria.
The boys should go and rest. The NFF are very capable, in putting things together for the tournament. We at the commission, and I know I speak the mind of Chairman Shehu Diko, will be very ready to put all support in.
Preparation is just for them to start early preparation. Everything was going fine, or just for them to get more exposure.
Nigeria will battle other African countries when the Championship of African Nations kicks off in February 2025 in Uyo. John Paul Alumona, NTA News.
Nothing less, lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently.
Tune in for your favorite sports program, Fair Play, on NTA Channel 12, Uyo. The program comes up every Monday, 12:30 to 1 p.m. and will feature guests who will give different perspectives to every sporting issue and event around the world. Join us.
Champions, stand up for the champions, stand up.
Have you back? That was a clip or reactions, a report put together by our own John Paul on that particular match, Nigeria versus Ghana that was the Chan qualifying series. Now, Nigeria had already gone to Ghana and it was a goalless draw. They came here and, like we will say on the street, they collected wutu. Now tell us how that match did go.
Yes, it went well, just as the report said. I had told you that Super Eagles of Nigeria haven't gotten 1 point in Accra, Ghana. Will not pity the Ghanaians at home. But you doubted me. But that's football, because if you had even agreed with me, it will not be fun. So, but I can tell you, our guys started the party from the first blast of the whistle, and the party continued until, in fact, at the 20th minute of the first half, the game was already done, So I am happy the way, they just allowed the Ghanaians so that their fans will not mob them if they get back to Accra to score that consolation goal in the second half, which is a good one. But the good news, the biggest news is that Nigeria picked that ticket, and they will be in Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania in February. In fact, they're already in camp preparing for the competition. And then also remember, we've not qualified since 2018.
Yes.
6 years after. So it's a good one for Daniel Ogumode and his people.
A good one there for Nigeria, a good one there for us, a good one there for the NPFL, because these players are drawn
the best,
from the NPFL.
yes, from the NPFL.
Now, I had asked a question. The NPFL is now welcoming back our big players. Currently, we have Brown Ideye with Eyimba. We have Ahmed Musa with Kano Pillars. We also have Abdullahi Shehu also with Kano Pillars. Are we expecting more of these guys to come back? Because I think their presence in the NPFL is making us big and is giving experience to this players.
Sure, it definitely. We're expecting more, especially those ones that are already getting tired. I'm not saying, in fact, it's a way of promoting the team, giving back to the society. Coming back to play and retire in your national team. It's a good.
That's what the Brazilians do.
Yes, that's what we don't do it here, but it's nice they are doing it. Even if they are not taking the salaries home, they can give it to charity, because most of them, they end in dollars and all that. They don't need this petty thing in NPFL. But being there, they're present in the team, makes a lot of difference. So it's a good one.
All right, so let us head to the Super Eagles camp again in 2025. This is a new year, and of course we're keeping our fingers crossed, because the first engagement for this year will be Nigeria going to Rwanda, to Kigali, to play Rwanda in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Now, we're not standing in a good position on that table. We can first, before this,
let's take the report.
This will form your parting shot.
Yes,
your parting remarks. But let us take that report on how the Super Eagles did fare, especially at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in the year 2024. They had a lot of matches there, and of course we had this package brought to you. So let us see exactly how they fared. Then, as part of our parting shots, we will look forward to 2025 and what it has to offer.
Super Eagles of Nigeria, after winning silver in the 2023 AFCON in Côte d'Ivoire, kicked off their qualification for the 2026 World Cup at home against the Bafana of South Africa on June 7, which ended 1 goal apiece to the disappointment of home fans. The Super Eagles went on to lose to Benin Republic 2-1 away on June 10. Thereafter, the race for the 2025 AFCON qualifier started on a good note on September 7 against the Cheetahs of Benin Republic, which ended 3-0 in favor of Nigeria. However, the Eagles played a goalless draw with Rwanda in Kigali on September 10. On 10th October, it was Nigeria 1, Libya 0 in Uyo. While the return leg was marred by maltreatment of Super Eagles by the North Africans in Libya. The three-times African champions sealed off the AFCON qualifier with a 1-1 draw with Benin Republic away on November 14, having gotten an award of 3 points against Libya by the disciplinary committee of CAF. Super Eagles went ahead to lose a dead rubber game against Rwanda 1-2 in Uyo on November 18, a result that didn't affect their stance on AFCON 2025 qualifier.
I know the team is a work in progress, and they will certainly do better because the consistency right now.
Average of matches playing so far, 4 matches, they have been able to 1-2, drew 1 and lost 1. To me, is not bad because already they have already qualified for AFCON.
The playing surface is fantastic. Nigerians come out here in numbers and support them at the Gospel Akpabio International Stadium. And you know, sometimes you just see no reason why we shouldn't actually better our chances. In most of those games, we created loads and loads of chances, failed to apply the finish.
Sport fans are hopeful that Super Eagles of Nigeria will qualify for the 2026 World Cup in 2025.
I'm expecting Super Eagles to do more. I know we have good players and the coach is doing well by using them well.
The expectation now will be to qualify for the World Cup in 2025 and go ahead to do better, knowing what is at stake and what we need to do to get there.
The truth is, we have a mountain to climb. It is not going to be easy. It will be a miracle to qualify for the World Cup. Let us tell ourselves the truth.
In Uyo, John Paul Alumona, NTN.
We've seen that report and the reactions from Super Eagles fans and coaches and, of course, football enthusiasts. I'll put you on the spot so we can wrap up.
Yes.
John Paul, can we qualify for the 2026 World Cup?
Of course we will qualify. You know,
given our standing.
Of course, it's football. Anything is possible. It's not over until it's over. We'll play Rwanda in Kigali, and once we get 3 points there, come back and pick from Benin and get in South Africa. It's done. You know, if you can get 9 points in a row, then it will be a different story. So well, I'm sure that we'll qualify.
With that, it's a wrap on our show this afternoon. Thank you so much for being a part. We get to do this again next Monday. My name is Dianimi Uko.
And I am John Paul Alumon.
Thank you so much for being a part of us. Have a great afternoon.